Welcome to the Wild Magic Tavern. No, my haramai. Welcome to the Wild Magic Tavern. Surprise stream. Gotcha. Hey, thanks for joining me on a Wednesday as per usual. I had a meeting lined up. The meeting got cancelled this afternoon. And I thought, let's do it. Am I ready to go? Comme ça. I'm excited to go, and that's what's important. Ayo, shout out Sapient Sorcerer, Aihe, and Blog Fashion. Already kicking off the chat. Mugs up. Yo! What's up, fans? Lurk away. That's what it's here for. Alright. So I got this little crackle in my ear because I'm using these absolutely raggedy headphones today. When you're playing with music, when you're doing musical stuff, these cool looking Bluetooth headphones are next to useless because you'll push a button and then a few seconds later a note will happen. So to be really linked in, we need this. And I got some real nice headphones at work that I was definitely going to bring home when I did that. So I got these cracklies. An IEM. Hold fire while I just Google something real quick. Oh, in-ear monitor? Is that short for in-ear monitor? Yes, got it even before Google. Sometimes the brain is the most powerful computer. Okay. I didn't write down any Pānui for today because I was too busy setting up the streaming layout for all of the music. What could we Pānui about? We don't have to write it down. We can just pop off the old noggin. We're going to be making music today. This is music that I... Get this, man. Some monitors. He needs them. Okay. I need to be monitored daily, or else I don't get anything done. We're going to be making music. This is a continuation. A little bit of it is at least going to be a continuation of the song we started together on, I think it was like the third stream or something. If you missed it, head over to YouTube. It's all over there on the YouTubes. It doesn't really matter though. It's all just going to be some cool music. But it was suggestions from the chat. We started a song. We did not get very far. And so I've been working away on it away from stream. I feel like the crafting stuff, I want everything to be on the stream. Music, it takes a while, and there's just a lot of boring bits where it's just like going down the line of like snare drum sounds and go beep 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 boop boop. I mean, now that I say it, it sounds pretty fun. It's not all as fun as that. So we're gonna I will show you not the second step, but probably the third step of what it looks like when we're actually laying it out into a track that can be used, that can be sent to our friend in the chat, Aihe, to master it and make it sound just beautiful. Okay, so let's do a quick test here. What are we looking at? There I am. And how about this? Ooh-wee! Here's where it all happens. This is on my desk in front of me. This is called an APC40. This is designed for use with this piece of software here. This piece of software is called Ableton Live. If you watched the last stream where I was making the music, you would have seen it. Basically, each of these little... what are we saying? Sapient Sorcerer. Oh, nice. A Velociraptor. It just took a while to load for me. I think I'm really stretching my MacBook Pro to its limit today. So each of these little rectangles you see above me, each of them is a little snippet of music. Sometimes it's actual like sound waves, but often for this these projects I'm using what's called MIDI, which is just, see that big bar there? Oh, I don't know if you can see it. Anyway, whoa, this bar, I can click on it. There, do you see that? That note is A sharp 3. So it's quite high. It's an A sharp, and then these are all notes. They make a chord. and then whatever I've got loaded into this track here, at the moment it's BBC Symphonies. Oh, you can't see this bit, never mind. Can you see that? Oh yeah, BBC Symphony violin. Violins 1. The lead violins, it's important. Close window. Okay, so that means that's going to play, it's going to go through an application and play a piece of music. Yeah, that's kind of all you need to know about that. It's mostly just MIDI, which is good for me because I can chop and change. I can move all these little dots around. I can just really quickly bump them up and down and remove ones. I don't have to be doing take after take of like playing the actual song, which for something like this suits me just fine. Why are we making music? Well, we have committed to only using our own music on the Wild Magic Tavern stream. So I'm making music. I should shout out my eldest kid, Louis, who helps me at least start some of these tracks. Not the one that we're going to work on straight away today, but Louis helps me with some. I'll like load up a voicing or like a sound, like the strings, and I'll pass Louis the keyboard and say, play something. Louis honestly comes up with fire every single time, and it's just a really great starting point for me. So Louis will play like a melody, and then I can basically write a whole song based on that melody from that sound. And of course Aihe has been hooning out songs, really kicking it off as well, and you'll be hearing those in the stream in the future. Not today because we'll be doing this bad boy live. Fans, a commission in the future? I'd do a commission right now. No, yes, for a song, for a soliloquy. I'll write a song as long as it's not too tricky. As long if you can understand my wheelhouse, I'll happily do a commission inside my wheelhouse. But anything too crazy, dungeon synth, I'll do it for free. Okay, let's go. I'm really sorry about the chat. Now listen, can we please, I know that this doesn't always go well, but if you're in the chat, can you vote between these two views? We've got this view here where you can see what's going on here. So you should see these colored lights here, because this is designed to work specifically for Ableton. These colored lights relate to these pockets here. So do you see? If I push this, something starts playing. It's a pretty epic. I think I should turn this down a bit, eh? Okay. Anyway, do we like musical haiku? Could I make a song, please? Okay, but breakfast. I will start. It's 13 minutes in and I start doing something practical. It's a record. Just kidding. I'm going to get a little feedback. Okay, how about this layout? What do you think of this? So you can still see all of this, but the chat's super clear, and you can't quite see you can't see all of the inner workings of the application. What are you thinking? Give me your honest thoughts. What are we thinking? While I really quickly change this so that you can see me here. All right. I play a lot of Norse medieval games that need a... Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah, big time. Hey, shout out to a in D7. So workings are good. This view though. Okay. I'll chop between the two when it's important. How about that? And if anyone's like, "What? Hey, what's going on in the interview?" Sorry, just pouring myself a cup of tea. Got to keep warm. To your health. the one I type on. Aha, so Bog Fashion, you're happy with the Twitch run chat? Sapien Sorcerer, you would like this view, so what I'm proposing is maybe I swap between the two. Bit Breakfast, yes, welcome to Te Waiponamu. What if before you start the song you handcraft a string? Okay, crap. Okay, crap. Good point. Okay, quick, and I'll just screenshot myself doing this, holding this up. Okay, jokers. Make a jug. Guys! You guys are ripping me so hard already. I haven't even started making the song. Hey, Buxy boy. We're making a song. Here we go. So, let me run you through what I've changed about the song that we did. Because I was like okay with it. I felt like it was all good. I really loved all of your suggestions. I felt a little bit what did I feel like? I felt like the melody was in the middle of a like longer structure, and I didn't know how to make a song that has like big progressive wandering structure. I very much just make loops and then just go between different voices and different elements of the loop, fading that up and down. I'm not super good at making like a big long meandery thing. This is a piano. Thanks, Bit Breakfast. And beep boop boop beep 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 boop. No, so each of these lights corresponds to one of these loops. Lights equals loops. These are the volume fader for each of these tracks. Each of these like vertical slices that you can see is a single instrument, basically. So let's have a look at them all. Let's see. I can't hang on. Oh bloody hell! Not you. You. Yo. There we go. Okay, that's a bit better. Okay, cool. So, if you can see, as I do this thing moves here. So I'm going to push this to launch a track. And you see the green bar goes up there, but I can take it down. Oh, I can pick it up. I can take it down. Oh, and then I can do full DJ mode. If I wanted to, but I don't. Okay. So we've got, as you can hear, we've got strings, which are the strings that we made live on stream. Pretty cool. And then this stops the track, and then we've got here. I've got this kind of synth thing that I was playing with when I first wrote it, and I've kind of brought it through the whole thing now. Let's hear what that sounds like. Bit of modulation. What would you call that? Evolving. And that's kind of going to be the glue that goes through the track, because it goes in between quite orchestral and quite digital. This sound here is, I wanted a feeling of, because the song title suggested by Bog Fashion was and is Sunrise on Embers. It might have been Sunlight on Embers, but I've called it Sunrise on Embers. And I really wanted that feeling. I really wanted literally the crackle of a fire. So I've got this kind of quite sporadic click noise. And that's how the song's going to start with this. So we've just got crackling embers in a fireplace. And then I've got the strings to me are the sun. This is the sun coming up. You see? And then we've got the bassoon. I've clipped up the bassoon a bit. I've kind of made it a bit sassy. This is that bassoon. They've turned off my modulation. Why you done that? There we go. Hold up. Let me start that again. Let me start that again. Say a little bassoon. Here we go. So that kind of felt like the birds, and so I gave it a bit of sass because I was feeling a bit, you get it. I'm just gonna keep saying you get it, and then this. Have forgotten what this is, so let's just have a listen. There's some kind of strings. Oh, that's the synth. Sorry, that's not strings. What's this one? This one is called Strings 2. What could it be? Oh, that's the cello. Okay, cool. I should label these better. And then you might see this is called Kinky Kit. I didn't call it that. It's just called that. This whole line down here, this whole line, all that's doing is creating a stutter step that affects this, because I also wanted to remix the strings. So when I push this one down here, it launches this whole line, which is going to launch the ember clicks, the strings, and also this, which is going to be what's the opposite of invisible? Silent to us, except its only job is to go through. It's called a side chain. I've side chained this to this, so as this happens, it's going to every time something plays through this channel, it pushes this channel down in volume. So I've got a bass drum on here. Let me show you what it sounds like normally. We're just going to call it master. Yeah, so this is what it sounds like normally, if it works. Oh, it's not a bass drum. Oh yeah, change it to a bell. So that's what it does. So that sound is happening, but now we change it to only be going through the side chain that goes to the strings, and now it sounds like this when we play them both at the same time. Pretty fun, right? When you're making music and you Puxy boy, get out of here with your freaking thesaurisms. I'm out of it today. Anyway, green tea will help. Okay, that's pretty cool, right? So basically, every time a spike happens in the sound from that drum track, it shoots down, makes an inverse effect on the strings, which makes that kind of like thing. But as the delay, the little echo of that bell decreases in volume, the strings are allowed to come back out. Not the opposite. I meant in terms of the earballs. Okay. So now, basically, when we do all that, we have a little performance. And we've got a little drum beat at the end of here as well. Here? Is that the drum beat there? Oop. Oh no. This should be here. Little drum beat for the end. And thus, a song is born. Okay. So so now I have to just figure out where all the sliders need to be to start off with. You should be there. You should fade up. You will fade up. Let's just have a go at a little performance, and basically I record what you're going to see now. Side chaining is all the cool kids do it. Like I say, when you first learn how to do that, you feel like you're all of a sudden a real life producer. Okay, let's have a go at recording a song. Basically, I hit record here, and then everything that I play becomes recorded into a linear line, which is here. So we'll go over here and we'll see all of the It'll record all of my playing and all my fading, and it'll keep all of that information. And then we can go over to the other view where we can see it all, and we can chop and change as we wish. But for now, this is going to be live performance, Sunrise on Embers. Before I start, this takes me normally about 4 or 5 goes each time. This one's not super tricky, but bear with. Here we are. How's the volume of the track as it stands, do you think? Do you want it to be louder? You probably haven't heard much of it. Anyway. Green tea drinking ASMR live stream. Okay, we click record. It's gonna. We click record. I can talk the whole time. Slow fade in. All of these have a slow fade in. Anyway, oh shush now. Oh shush, you listen. So that's it. Hey, thanks for the beautiful comments, guys. Thank you so much. So that's kind of like my first blat through. That's me going like, kind of messing things up a bit, because often when I do this, I'd like written it a few days ago, or like at least the night before, and then I'm coming back to it. And often that first playthrough is me going, oh, that's right, I had ideas for that, and I don't really like make notes in the app. I kind of just have to remember what my thought process was. And so yeah, I'm kind of having those realizations now, and often it's real fun to try and figure out how it can kind of get back to where it was in the first part and then flow back through the second part again. A lot of these I try and go part A, part B. So this whole section up here, before it does this bit, which I really like, which I tried to do, because I'm not very good at chords, but I tried, is it this bit here? Yeah. Wait. No, this bit. This bit. So this bit's just like a tiny little 2-bar section that just gets us to a different chord. Oh, no, not that bit. Come on, shush. This bit. And it hits into that bit. So that is the... So I think ideally I'll circle back through that again, even if it's not as big, or I try and find some way that it changes the second time round. But as you can see, hopefully, God, I've forgotten how to do, oh, this bit here. Okay, so as you can see now, that's all information. So you can see this was the start of this was the embers down here. Oh, hang on, maybe across the 11. That's the start here with the clicking, and then we started with the strings. You can see the side chaining information coming from here. Then we go strings through here. This is the big build up. This is all the bassoon nonsense in here, which didn't, the automation wasn't working. You may have heard that like glitch effect wasn't working, so I had to mess with it halfway through, but that's something that I could do in post. And then we come back to this drum beat at the end. And so now when you play it through, like I'll show you a little bit here. Now that I'm in this view, I can push play, and then it will remember what we did. Exactly. So, but now we're going to go like this. We're going to go select all of it and delete it, because we're going to do it again, guys. This is how the sausage is in fact made. Many, many takes. I was also noticing that I couldn't see the edge of the loop on the edge here. I like to be able to see it go like through here and then get to the end, and I know when to trigger the next thing, and I couldn't quite see it, and that was bugging me. But I also didn't want to move it in a way that you could not see it. Fun fact, for those of you playing at home, a lot of the loops are 9 bars long. How cute is that? It brings me joy to have weird length loops. Some of them are 8. That one that I showed you earlier was just 2, but these ones at the end are 9, I think. Yeah, this one here. Let's play this one just by itself, because I really want to honor this in some way. I really want to make it feel really cool. And I think the way to do that is to not bring it in so soon. What I've done, guys, is I've half laid this out, and I've laid, this is not going to make much sense to you guys, I don't think. But you see all these hang on, all these here, they're all laid out. When I say it's not going to make sense to you, it's not because you wouldn't be able to understand something, but it's because I did a bad job. So normally I'll either go, I'll use this, which is called the scene launch button, all the way down. And there's a song that I'll show you later that uses pretty much scene launch all the way down. Other times I have all of the loops just in one row like this, and I kind of push them individually and bring them in and out like that. What I've done on this is I've kind of done it halfway of both, which means I can't keep track of what I'm supposed to do. But basically, we didn't want this to come in straight away. This the real convoluted way of saying that. So I'm going to bring this down here. I'm going to bring this. We're going to copy you, and you can go here. And we're going to copy you. We also want you to come in later, but that's fine. We can figure that out. I actually wanted them to come in at the same time. Sorry, just talking to myself real quick. Boop. So then this the part C, or returning to part A, will be a bit more like that. And then these can come in together, I think. You get it. Okay, here we go. Take 2. Hey, thanks everyone for your beautiful, kind words. Pikesy boy, even though it's built on loops, it did feel very meandering. If I ask you, well, I do, and thank you. Yes. Every day I work on taking a compliment, and so thank you for the compliment. I'm going to pour myself some more tea. Just before we do the next round, shout out to this beautiful teapot that I've got. Look at that. Look at this beautiful teapot. Look at that. All right. Green tea for the soul. Okay. What's great with this workflow is I can kind of get it just close enough, and I can tweak everything else later. All right, come on, man. You've got to work on this automation, staying. So you see these red lines? When they're like that, they're on. When they're like, oh, I don't know. I don't know how to turn them off, but they turn themselves off. Absolutely drag them. Okay. Here I go, locking in again. The thing to think about this time, I'd love the feedback on. At the end or during, you can let me know if listening to this music, do you feel like an adventurer in a campsite, sitting, maybe it was you were the last watch of the night, you're wrapped up in a blanket, it's not super cold, it's not like winter, but it's a regular night, you're wrapped up in a blanket, you've been keeping the fire alive all night, but at a certain point you just started staring off into the distance on the horizon, and then off to your left you saw the sun rising, it crests a hill and it starts to shine, warming you. You feel the steam rising off the ground, and you realize that you've let the fire go down to embers, but you don't. You're still too deep in your thoughts, trying to figure out some deep conundrum in your soul. While the birds start to sing their songs and the embers crackle and the sun rises. You tell me if that's how you feel when you listen to this. Okay, here we go. Recording once again. Okay, guys, I duffed the ending, but it doesn't matter too much because if we look here, we've got a decent song. I just don't think it should come back in again like I did. Thank you, Parksy Boy. Thank you, everybody. Okay, Bog Fashion. I also had that feeling that your team was fighting through the night with burning buildings all around you. You won, and as the sun rises, everyone is tired but relieved and safe, reawakening with a safer world but the marks of damage smoldering. Ooh, I love that. Beautiful. Oh, okay, thanks, team. So my opinion is I got greedy and I tried to go back into the change, and I just shouldn't. I think ending on that crackle is good. And then it's like Bog Fashion, it's like the party have left the town, but we stay there and we look at the embers at the end. Okay, so we just won't do that change, and we'll just, so what's great about this is we can just wholesale delete some crap. Oh, that actually could be good though. Control Z. I do like this. That could be a nice through with the fans. I thought the song was playing still, but no, just the Elder Scrolls Arena. Oh, wow, seamless. Put me in, coach. Okay, what is this bit here? Let me just check. Oh, this is me getting greedy here, if you're wondering. Don't do it, Tom. Just sometimes be grateful for what you've got, Tom? Sometimes. So we can either do a bass note finish or we can do a fade out. Don't know what I like best. I think we should do a fade out. So then we will come here and then we'll find the automation. We go, show me your automation. Show me your automation. Are you the automation? Oh no, I gotta turn that. Oh god, how do I do it? Here we go. Here we go. Nope. Crap. Don't tell me Aihe, I know. Don't tell me. I'll find it. I think they changed it on me, so view. Envelopes. Editor. Nope. Crap. I got it. Don't tell me. View. La 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 la. La 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 la. Oh no, automation mode. There we go. Great. Okay. I knew where it was. So and then we're in this bit here. Okay, cool. Okay, here we go. Bonk, bonk. Let's go and finish on that. Bong, bong. That bass drum, hey, I love that bass drum. Okay. I haven't figured out the short key for swiping without using the trackpad, so that's why I'm reaching over here. And then all we need to do is just bring the synth down a touch throughout this final loop. Eddy doop. Like that. See? Made a little diagonal line there. I did it too early, hang on. It's not too late. Aihe. Yeah, this one comes out too quick. Okay, sorry, bear with. numbers. Slight fade. And that's a song. And that's kind of how you make it. And I'll definitely go in and like refine it and tweak it. And there were some funky fades. You can kind of see here my shaky hand trying to fade up smoothly. Like that. But basically we save that and then we revisit it a couple times. We might export it. Save live set. We might export it. I'll save it as a demo. And all of the songs that you would have heard in my early streams, this is the kind of state they were in. A lot of it was just first go at stuff. And then I often have a second go at the full record. Once I've like listened to it a few times, I put it on my speaker in my living room. I play it to my family. I play it to Aihe, and Aihe's incredibly supportive. So Aihe's like, sounds great. But I don't get feedback from people, but just listening into it out loud, I'm like, oh, that change is awkward, or it needs something to smooth there. Or often I'll go through and check how many repeats of a particular loop I've done, because often I think it must be a Western music thing, but often we're used to hearing something in multiples of 4 or 2, but often it's like if you hear a beat played 4 times, then you feel like the next time something can change. But if it's changing like once every 3 bars or 5 bars, it kind of feels a bit like stumbly. So I'll have a look through the thing for that. What's weird about this is I think I've got loops on different lengths, and so that's why it got a bit funky near the end. Discordant even. Okay, so that's that one. That's the first run at a demo of that one done. I want to play some other things with you. Let's do this action will stop audio. Proceed. I like to live life dangerously. Okay, now look at this. Pray have a look at this. Okay, look at that, eh? So this is much more... Ooh, what's happening there? This is very much like... I'm going to ungroup this because it gets a bit confusing. This song is called A Game of Dragon Chess. And I wrote the title before I wrote this song, because sometimes it's fun to do that. And basically, this is based on... This is... what was I thinking? The premise of this is... and just so you know, for all of these songs, I think of a really clear premise, or I start making the song and then I try and refine the premise. And they're all moments that could happen in a D&D campaign. That's just the way that I've found it easiest to write for. Hence the big rambling about the campsite. For this one, I was thinking, what if this is for an album called Reflection, similar to the last one we bloody worked on, because Reflection was a bit skint, so we're bumping that up. So this is the 5th track on an album called Reflection, which is all about like the low energy moments where maybe it's like a lot of social interaction can happen in this bit. Moments of discovery and reflection. So I thought, what if the plot is a character is sitting down to play a game of dragon chess, which is like chess but with dragons, against a non-player character who maybe has some secrets, and maybe through playing the game of dragon chess, secrets are revealed. So as you can see, it kind of goes down the line. How do I do it? It goes down the line and it grows the piano parts. It's all on piano until there's maybe some strings in part B, but it's all just like layered piano tracks, which is based off a song by Moby called God Moving Over the Waters, God Moving Over the Waters, God Moving Over Waters. A beautiful soundtrack. Moby, he's a little bit of a strange guy nowadays, but there was some great music made. God Moving Over the Waters. I'm going to look this up. God Moving Over Waters. over the face of the waters. God moving over the face of the waters. Just if you happen to listen to that, you're going to be like, yeah, Tom took that. I've taken away, I had it quite cluttered like he does. I had it quite cluttered originally, and I've stripped it back because my purposes are for this to go underneath like conversation. So I didn't want it to be too heckers. Basically, this is all just going to be faded up to a standard whatever the master's going to be up to. Maybe here. And we're just going to play it through. And let's test the other look. Let's test this look for this one. Because basically this is just all piano. All the way down. And then it starts to grow out. And then these become strings. This is the 3-part strings. This is mids, lows, highs. And then this is some grand piano. Oh, this is a big this is a bit that I'm experimenting with part B. Oh, in the Heat soundtrack. Cool. What am I doing here? Get me there. So I can see what I'm doing. Sorry, this. Oh, nice. God, it's a good song. It's kind of, I would say, unlike almost any other song he's done. He really pushed the boat out with that one. Okay. I'm going to do a quick sound check to see if it's too loud. Ooh. Let me just see. How's that? Is it too piercing or are we okay? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Just right. Okay, cool. So we're going to just have a hoon at this. I know that. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the thumbs up. The other one I kind of showed you all the tracks, but that's because you were kind of part of the making of it, and I felt like there was a nice little window in. For this one, I'm just going to have a hoon at a take. Wish me luck. I'm going to put this away. Okay, so that's that one. But breakfast. This is giving the house I'm visiting has an eerie vibe, and I can't tell if it's because the uneasy weight of 1,000 years of memories are etched into every wooden wall, or if there's a murderer in the next room. Exactly. And Save Me and Sorcerer, this is perfect for my Slay the Spire 2 runs. What's Slay the Spire like? What's that like? I'm doing a lot of Googling today. Slay the Spire. Now, I've heard it. I've heard of it. I just have not looked into it at all. My mic's on, eh? Yeah, great. Slay the Spire 2. Ooh. Oh, cool. It's like card game. Card game-ish? Card game, but also like JRPG style. That's cool. It's good. Bulk fashion. Hopefully the murderer is bad at Dragon Chess. I think they're quite good at Dragon Chess, and that's the problem. That's why we're in this whole predicament. Okay. I'm gonna hoon that again. How long was that? Does anyone know? Let's have a look. Boop. Probably quite long, eh? Oh no, not too bad. The outro takes us to 5. Oh no, the outro takes us to 6:45. It's almost 7 minutes. Okay. Here's why I'm going to do it again. No, two times. Number one, I lost track of how many loops I was doing at the top, and I think it should all be 4 bars. Yeah, 4-bar loops to grow. And then I also didn't love my transition to the outro styles. Let's have a listen. And then so abruptly it just changes key. Or we do that here. Hang on. Can we manage that? What would it sound like this? Ooh. Shit. He's only gonna fucking know it. Alright, well that's the solution there. So how will I manage that? I'll go just use some skill, I guess. Just freaking get good, I guess. So it'll be like this. Right, let's delete all this first. Delete all this rubbish. Absolute trash first run at it. I'm kidding, it was fine. We can do better. So it'll be like this. Just have to time it right. So for this, I have to stop these tracks and start that one separately. Yeah, okay, so I'll take out the piano, I'll take out the high piano. Beautiful. Alright, we're going to hone this again. Who's with me? The exact same song again. Alright. Hope you got a lot of Slay the Spire 2 to play, because we're diving back in. Where did I have all these? I had all these up. I didn't organize this ahead of time, and I got very stressed out. So 6, 7, 8, that's the... Oh, lordy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the... How is that possible? Oh, it's because this is an unused track, which I've got there for some reason. I'm just going to save this as number 2. Bear with me. Save this as number... save this as 2, just because I'm going to delete these old piano tracks that I don't actually know what they're for. Oh, this was the complication. Yeah, this is... See, yeah, no, I'm not gonna play that to you. You don't need that. Delete! So, when I say it was inspired by Moby's God moving over the face of the waters, it used to be a lot more like that. It used to be a lot more like lots of like contrasting rhythms, and I stripped out the one part that was like doing most of the work of making it sound really chaotic. So now if you listen to that, you'll be like, wow, that was a lot more full on than this. It's because I stripped it back after making it using the inspo. Bog fashion. It's good background for the odd clay bowls I'm carving. Odd clay bowls. Odd clay bowls time. Alrighty. I'm going to put this microphone back up again because it helped me. I'll see you on the other side of a Dragon Chess game. Team, I duffed it. Bloody duffed that one. What happened was, sorry about oh, sheesh, hang on. Oh, sorry about that, guys. What happened is I went down like this and it bumped it all sideways, and then what happens is if you move this, because this is a physical device, and then the bloody hell, because this is a physical device, but the program is digital. If, for example, if the track 4 here, if in the digital device this is up, the slider is up there, and I move the slider like this, it jumps back down. And so what you experienced there was me completely screwing the pooch, as it were, completely sharting the bed. And we're going to have another go. But hey, beautiful learning for that time. Beautiful learning was some of the tracks, they tell me if they tell me how many loops they've done, so I don't need to do this anymore. Anyway, sorry for disturbing your evening. We now return with our Regular scheduled programming. Let's delete this. That's the worst take I've done of the night. At least I didn't switch the stream off. There's still time. Because you've been so great, I'll leave the microphone on this time. Let's see if that changes anything. Give you a little bit of commentary. Okay, here we go again. That's 3. Sorry. 4. I'm gonna turn this off now. Alright, that's a bit more like it, you know. That's a bit more like it. Now, I'm just gonna... I'll bring us back to the other view here. So you can join me in looking at this view. So, basically, how long was that? That was a bit more reasonable, wasn't it? Oh, sheesh, still that long. Alright, that's cool. Let's go in here because I missed the trigger point when I was meant to click on that. Yeah, okay. So all we need to do here is we need to go here and then get user over there. Bump you back a touch. Yeah, so instead it's going to go right into this bit here. And the second thing I wanted to do is fade this friend up. And we learnt that we need to go up here, we need to go view, and we need to go automation mode. We need to go you can go down to there. I'm just going to make a little fade up for the strings at the end so it feels a bit more, a little less abrupt. You can fade in so that you're, what are you doing there? These blimmin' nodes. Okay. So now it'll sound a bit like this for the outro ending. Beauty. All right. Okay. I think everything else is pretty on. But I basically composed that with the structure pretty set in stone, as you can tell by the pyramid scheme you see before you. So we're gonna save that one. Sheesh, that was pretty good. Make sure that's double check that has saved. Very good. And then let's have a little peek at some other cool stuff that we've been working on. A lot of these are way less finished, but we can still have a little jam on. This one's pretty cute, pretty fun. But loads nice. So what's this one like? This one is a bit more. So this is more traditional. This is more how I would normally set out my beats, loops. So you see how there's just that one line at the top? This one line at the top is just all the parts, and I can just push them one by one. And then as we get into part B, it just kind of shunts over here. So for this, I don't think I'll record anything, but I'll just have a little jammerino. Time to have a little jammerino. This is called Beyond the Crystal Door, also from the Reflection album. Do you want to hear it? I honestly can't remember what it is. Here we go. Oh yeah. It's about time to push that button. But here we go. I remember now. It's just a simple 1-2s. I just need to figure out where to put this. This is a bit that I've got. I sometimes use this later on in my arranging once I've got the structure down, and then I'm like, oh, it's kind of jarring between the two, and so I use this bad boy kind of thing, like a sweep kind of thing to I use a sweep thing to blend between the parts, so that's what I would use this kind of thing for. It's quite piercing, isn't it? The tricky thing is that I put it in the wrong place, because I don't think we need it to get from part A to part B. I think we need it to get back again. But yeah, that's that kind of vibe. I really like this one. You know what I'm really proud of with that beat is that none of the snares, or you can probably tell, none of the snares or bass drums are, what am I doing there? None of the snares or bass drums are on the beat. They're all off beats. The hi-hat's going tut, 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 and all of the bass drums going. You get it. So that's cute. And I think the part A was, I've been playing with heaps of Final Fantasy VII, and you always go into these little like crystal caves where you're like looking around. I'm just hungry for treasure and loot, and so I just find all the chests. But you got to walk around all these like mystical caves where the veins of power of the world run. And I really like that vibe, so that's what I was going for there with that first, with these kind of things. Oops. That classic JRPG arpeggio. JRPG, yep. TTRPGO. Got him. Alright. Next one that I'm working on is, why not save? This one's called Interplanar Pit Fight. Again, I wrote the title before I wrote the song. It's pretty heckers. I'm going to turn down the master real quick, because this is heckers as. Ready? Here's a taste. Shout out to Louis, who I handed this. Louis kind of. I said that I hand Louis voicings. Often I've got like a synth and I'm clicking through the templates, and Louis tells me to stop on a particular one, and Louis cranked this one out. Listen to this. So of course I had to make something nasty with it, and here we go. What's this bit? Let's see. And this is for the album Peril, as you may be able to tell. This is not for Reflection. No reflection allowed. What does this do? And there's that kind of guy. That's what that's doing. What do these things do? Yeah, so if you see little tracks like further down like this, you see them hiding out down the bottom, it's probably because I have abandoned them. Anyway, that's their bit. So it's a bit of fun, eh? That's that one. Have I got anything else to show you? Oh, Louis also made... Wait. No, I'm missing a song. Hang on. Louis also did a really cool other melody line that's ended up somewhere. Not you, not you, not you. Where did I put it? Where did I freaking put it? Not time stop. Oh, I haven't done time stop. Mid 2000s Japanese import drift racer PS1 game. How did you know? It's called Interplanar Pit Fight because I'm like, what music would play if you got into a pit fight in between the planes and you were fighting some kind of pseudo demon beast for blood sport? And what music would you want to be playing? And yeah, and I've been listening to a lot of those old school mixes. And now, okay, yes, this is called Time Stop. This is I wanted something to play when someone casts Time Stop, which is a spell that stops time, and so like the droplets of like the rain stops, the snow stops, the wind in the trees stops, and then the fighter's leaping through air and then freezes in time. And then what music plays then? Let's find out. I can't remember any of this, but Louis did the melody line. Jesus Christ. I'm real sorry, guys. It's meant to be a jump scare. This is also a peril one, even though time stops. So it's like this. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Really ruined your ears there, probably. Okay, because I have to keep resetting the master to be low. It doesn't remember that. Okay. Here we go again. Yeah, so those last couple are a bit more, not quite as finished, but that's kind of like where it starts. Yeah, so this line here was made by Louis, this one here. And then this bit is actually 2 drum beats at once, which I'll show you. And I started it off a bit quicker and I've slowed it down. So this track, boom. And I was like, how cool would it be to add in a second bit with some extra notes in there? And so this is the second drum beat here. All playing slightly different rhythms. And then together they sound like this. And that's my picture. Hey, thanks for hanging out tonight, guys. I had a really great time playing music. It was very nice. When I tell you very nice for my heart and my soul to clear all the crafting stuff off my desk and take a photo of a big clean desk. And then, hey, but breakfast, you're so sick. More like you're sick. That was just my little welcome to the South Island live set for you there. I love you all very much. Thank you all for coming. This will be up on YouTube. All of the other streams are up on YouTube if you ever miss one. When I tell you that I hate to be this person, but there's so much in the pipeline for Wild Magic Tavern, and I want to tell you all about it, but I don't know what I'm allowed to share and what I'm not. And we are a community of people. It's not just me, and I want to make sure that they all know that things are being announced before I announce them. But I really want to announce them. Thanks for coming to the Wild Magic Tavern. Oh, am I going to be able to pull this off? Let's see. I got to get this set up. You know, I gotta get my. Yeah. Okay, cool. I got that set out, and then I'm gonna go there. I'm just learning my buttons again. Yeah, cool. And then that goes there. Nice. Okay. Hey, you're all beautiful and amazing, and as per usual, thanks for stopping by.